Hi, everyone. Hello, hello. Thank you for attending today's lesson. I really appreciate it. Before we get into the lesson, if you haven't yet and you would like to know when I go live, when I post new lessons, please consider subscribing. If you could subscribe, that really helps me out. Also, like this video, share it with somebody who's learning English. Okay, so for today's lesson, we're going to learn one new vocabulary word, but it consists of 3 words. Okay, we are going to learn, let's see if you can pronounce it. How do you think this is pronounced? Pretty easy, I think. Spick and span. Spick and span. Okay, so let's go over the pronunciation first, because although we have and here, usually when we pronounce this word, we say spick and span, spick and span, spick and span. So we can say it very quickly, spick and span, okay? But spick and span is a word that means very, very clean, spotless. Nothing is out of place. Everything is in its proper place and everything is very, very clean, spotless. Okay, so spick and span. Why do we say spick and span? It doesn't really sound like any kind of words that we usually use, right? Well, I looked up the origin, and apparently this used to mean as new wood chips. So I guess a spick is like a wooden thing, and you would grind it up into little wood chips. And span, they used to say span new. So we don't say span new anymore. We say brand new, brand new. So spick comes from wood chips and span comes from span new. So the meaning has changed a little bit over time. So we usually use spick and span to mean something is very, very clean. Something is very, very clean, okay? So that's all you need to really know. This means very, very clean, okay? Let's see. I will show you the bigger board, all right? Spick and span. Has anyone ever heard of spick and span before? If you have, let me know in the comments. I don't know how often you would hear this word, but okay, spick and span. All right, so spick and span means neat, clean, spotless, spotless. So very, very clean, okay? So I know we are only learning one vocabulary word today, but I put some other things in here that maybe you haven't heard of before, so we can also increase your vocabulary through the examples, okay? So let's try example number 1. Her house may be old, but she keeps it spick and span. Her house may be old, but she keeps it spick and span. So she keeps it very, very clean. Okay? Pretty easy sentence, right? Let's go to number 2. Ooh, a little bit longer. Okay, I wrote a long sentence. Though the area had experienced a flash flood. Do you know what a flash flood means? So if you know what flood means that usually there is a lot of heavy rain and the water rises and your house can flood. That means water is in your house. The streets can flood. There's a lot of water in the streets. So a flash flood means a flood happened suddenly. So in a flash, very, very quickly, unexpectedly, flash flood, okay? So Though the area had experienced a flash flood, the streets were spick and span in time for the parade. Okay, so maybe the city had people cleaning up the streets, and it was spick and span by the time the parade started, okay? And though the area had experienced a flash flood, the streets were spick and span in time for the parade, okay? Let's look at number 3. Ooh, this is another long one, okay? The classroom is always spick and span first thing in the morning, but gradually gets messier as the day goes on, okay? So the classroom is usually spick and span, very, very clean, first thing in the morning. So first thing. We often say first thing in English to mean the very beginning of the day. So first thing means right at the beginning of the morning, okay? So if you're a teacher and you go into your class, first thing in the morning, maybe it's spick and span. But as students come in, you have lessons, you're teaching, gradually the room will get messier as the day goes on. Spick and span, getting a little dirty, messier. Oh, it's a mess. It's a pigsty. Okay, then number 4. Ooh, let me check my time. Okay, I think I still have enough time. Yes, okay. So let's see, number 4. He likes to keep the office spick and span just in case a client drops by. He likes to keep the office spick and span just in case a client drops by. So do you know what drops by means? Drops by is another way to say stop by, drop by, stop by. So it means maybe on your way home, you can stop by the store or you can drop by the store. Okay, so it means like a short visit somewhere, okay? So we learned spick and span, flash flood, first thing, and drops by, drops by. Okay, let's go over those sentences one more time, and then I would like you to make some example sentences on your own, okay? So, number 1. Her house may be old, but she keeps it spick and span. So nothing out of place, no dust, spotless. Okay, number 2. Though the area had experienced a flash flood, so sudden flood, huge amount of rain, okay, the streets were spick and span in time for the parade, so they cleaned it up just in time. Number 3, the classroom is always spick and span first thing in the morning, but gradually it gets messier as the day goes on. Okay, so first thing, right at the beginning of the day, right in the morning, the classroom is spick and span. Gradually it gets messier and messier. Number 4, he likes to keep the office spick and span just in case a client drops by. So drops by, we could also say stops by, comes for a visit. He likes to keep the office spick and span, so clean, just in case a client drops by, comes for a visit. Okay, so please try to use spick and span in a sentence in the comments. Also, you can try and use flash flood or first thing. Usually we say first thing in the morning, or we could just say first thing. I'll call you first thing, okay? You could also try to make a sentence using drops by. All right, very good. Okay, I hope this lesson was helpful for you. If you have any requests for any lessons, you can always comment them and I will try my best. I have a lot of suggestions right now, so If I don't get to your suggestion right away, don't worry, I'll eventually get to it, okay? So thank you everyone so much for watching today. I really appreciate it. If you could subscribe to the YouTube channel, like the Facebook page, I would really appreciate it. Okay, thank you guys so much for dropping by. I will see you again tomorrow for a brand new lesson. Okay, see you then. Bye.